What's going on, guys, and welcome to the next Forzathon event for Motorsport 7. As you guys know, last month's Forzathon was a bit of a disaster as usual, so I couldn't create one because I was technically locked out with most of the community. This month, however, seems to magically work without any issues from my side of things. So we have 6 prizes up for grabs, and I'm going to show you how I received every one of them. In the first one, we're going to take a look at the Bentley Continental, and the first challenge is to complete 3 laps around Monza in an exotic GT division vehicle. My vehicle choice was the Porsche GT2 RS, which is the cover car for the game. Next, we'll jump into free play mode, and these were the settings that I used. You don't have to set the car division like this, but I'm only doing it for the video. However, there is one more thing I need to address. After you finish your first challenge for the Bentley, you'll most likely have these 2 other challenges completed on the screen. So let's go jump into the second challenge. In the second challenge, you need to stay on track at Virginia while using a Sport GT division vehicle. Sounds easy enough, so you just need to have a clean lap time and not drive off the track. But first, you need to select a vehicle out of the Sport GT category, and I went with the normal Mercedes GTR. Next, jump into free play mode and create a 1-lap race around the basic layout of the track. I did try to get creative and set a timed race, but I couldn't get it to activate after 2 tries, so you'll need to take it around the track for 1 lap. For the last challenge with the Bentley, you'll need to win a race in a Hypercar division vehicle, so I decided to choose the brand new Bugatti Chiron around 1 lap of Homestead with 2 drivatars inside free play mode to receive my prize.
Check it out. You just picked up a new car. If you want, I could take it for a spin. You know, put it through its paces? No? Didn't think so.
For the next prize, we're going to move over to the Chrysler. As you can already tell, I won a race while completing the Bentley challenges. So if you haven't already, then I would create a quick race to catch up in this video because I'm going to jump straight for challenge 2, which is to beat a rival. I would always try and aim for a dirty lap time on the leaderboards. Like for example, I chose the newest event that was released today for the Forza RC under featured events. As you can also tell, the game already gave me a dirty lap time to beat. So all you need to do is perform a clean lap to beat him to move on to the next challenge. For the last challenge with the Chrysler, we'll need to go into an online Pass the It event. You could do this with a friend in a private session, but I went into a public event since I wanted to see some carnage. Passing the It is like a reverse king mode in Horizon 3. You don't want to be touched because you'll need to find someone else to pass the It. The next prize on the list will be the Pontiac Firebird. So we will need to complete 3 laps while using the Ford Falcon GT. The Falcon is quite cheap inside a dealership, or you can actually rent it if you wish. Next, we'll jump into free play mode and set it to a small track for 3 laps. I decided to go with the oval layout of Homestead since I was driving it bone stock. For the second challenge, you need to go at least 120 miles an hour in a 1977 Pontiac Firebird. Compared to the 73 Firebird, you can actually buy the 77 inside the dealership, or you can actually rent it. As for the track, I went back to Homestead for 1 lap and managed to hit 120 with no issues. For the last challenge with the Firebird, you'll need to complete a race while using the Eagle Talon. The vehicle can be bought inside the dealership, or you can actually rent it. As for tracks, I went back to Homestead yet again because I already own these vehicles, so all I needed to do was hit restart to redo the 1 lap race to attain my prize. Three down and 3 more to go. Next on the list is a Plymouth Prowler, and we'll need to complete a race at night. For this, I decided to stay in the same vehicle, which is the Eagle Talon, and went to Joust Marina for a 30-second timed race. I should also mention you'll be using Joust Marina for the last of these challenges with the Plymouth, and it will be wise to add 2 more drivatars to the track settings right now before you start your first race. For the second challenge, we need to complete a race at Joust Marina at night. As you can see, we just need to restart the race with the exact same settings and we'll be moving on to the final challenge. For the last challenge with the Plymouth, we'll need to win a race at night. Since you have already added the 2 drivatars to the settings, we will just need to restart the timed race over again for the final time to receive your prize. For the 5th prize, we have a chance to attain some driver gear. The challenges will be all over the place, so let's start completing 5 laps in a vintage sport coupe. My vehicle choice was a 1960 Chevy Corvette, and then I flew over to Top Gear and ran 5 laps on the smallest track they had. For the second challenge, we need to beat a rival. If you've been watching this entire video, then we also had to perform this challenge once before. I really didn't want to bundle this because it would make things quite confusing. For a refresher, it's best to beat a dirty lap time with a clean lap. However, I went back to the newest Rivals event under Featured and smashed my old time I set earlier in this video. In the last challenge for the driver gear, you need to complete a race while using the Noble M600. This vehicle can be easily purchased inside the dealership, or you can rent it. As for the track, I went back to Top Gear and performed a quick 1-lap race to attain my prize. For the last challenge for March, we have a chance to attain the Audi R8. As you can see, I have already completed a race at Monza due to another challenge in this video. So if you're only after this Audi, then you'll need to complete a 1-lap race with the exotic GT vehicle. As for challenge 2, we'll need to go at least 100 miles an hour at Mugello, which is extremely easy. Now for vehicles, you can choose anything that you want, but I would actually pick a vehicle out of the Forza GT category because you'll be needing one of these for the very last challenge. It's time for the final challenge for this month's Forzathon. We'll need to win a race at night while using a Forza GT Division vehicle. I'm just going to use the same Aston Martin I picked out earlier and load up a Daytona Oval in free play with 2 drivatars selected to receive my prize and to finish off this video. Well, that pretty much wraps up everything that you need to know for this Forzathon event for Motorsport 7. So I hope you found this pretty useful, and I'll see you next time.